Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I'm going to be doing an acting analysis on 3 of the plays, the ones that we can only find on YouTube. So it's the 1966 film, the 1985 film, and the college or high school play. And I'm going to just analyze one scene, which is the one where Biff goes to Boston to tell his dad that he failed math class, and then he sees the woman there and his realization and his reaction, and how each actor for Biff kind of changes the way you feel about the situation and the power they have to control it, whether it was the casting choice or when they raise their voice or their facial expression. So that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to start out with the 1996 version. Did I just say 1966 version? So first of all, this actor they casted for Biff, I'm focusing on Biff, is George Segal, and the director is Alex Segal, which I thought they were related at first, but it turns out they're not. I mean, maybe they are, and it's the director's son, but they didn't want to tell anyone. The difference of this adaptation from the other ones is that Biff enters his father's hotel room when he's just a surprise visit in Boston. He enters with quite a big smile on his face for failing math, and he walks in and he's like, "Hey Dad, I failed math." It really shows like the hope he has that his dad can fix it. Like he really believes that his father can fix whatever this problem is. He has faith in his father for this, and I think that really shows the difference between young Biff and current Biff. So it is the scene where their good terms break. But yeah, so it's just like, woohoo, I failed math, let's get this straight. And he doesn't seem that about the imitation. Because the actor is so old, it's hard to kind of feel that youthfulness that Biff has, because he's supposed to be an 18-year-old in this, and the actor for one is old, but older, but of course he's playing a 34-year-old for most of the time. But I feel like he doesn't have that same, like, if Biff was this cool high school guy, he doesn't have that vibe, aura of being like a cool guy, you know, that in high school. Like his imitation wasn't very fun. So they are on great terms. They're like buddy pals. And then it all comes down when the woman comes out of the bathroom. Which I don't know why she did that. I tried to figure out why she did that, and I couldn't. And honestly, she's kind of dumb. Like, why would you do that? With this adaptation of Biff, he, like, instantly just his face falls. The angle and the lighting really shows his whole face, so you can see exactly what's going on in his face, which isn't very much because he's trying to process it. And there's a war behind his eyes. He doesn't cry. He has this expression of confusion and disappointment, and his face is contorting like he's holding back the tears, but he doesn't actually. And maybe he does once he yells. And that's another thing. Segal yells the line, "You gave her mama stockings." He yells it very loudly, and then the rest of his line is just like screaming. And that's the end of the scene that I'm going to be talking about. So now I'll move on to the 1986 adaptation. The director is Volker Schlondorf. I'll put the words here. The actor for Biff is John Malkovich, and I hope my bias doesn't come through on this, but the 85 version is my favorite. The beginning of this scene differs from the 1966 because he comes in with quite a disappointed look on his face. Like, he's disappointed and confused, like, why did I fail math? Not like they ignored Bernard whenever he was like, he's gonna fail. But of course, it's in the script that he counts on his father to make it right. So he perks up a little bit. There's more, compared to the 66 version, there's more ups and downs of emotions. Because in the 66 version, he comes in happy and they're all talking and it's like, yeah, I did something funny. And then it crashes. Whereas Biff comes in sad, it goes up and it goes down, and then boom, crashes when the woman walks in. Kind of perks up when it's like, you can do it, Dad, you got this. So it also shows that faith in his father, because he does perk up a bit. But he's still a little downcast. This Biff is a little more moody than I would say the other Biff. And his imitation, I would say, is my favorite out of the three because it's actually funny. Whereas the other ones, they were kind of dry when they did it. This Biff really captures that, even though he's not 18. He does capture more of that high school kind of feel, and he does it well. He has the best way of portraying that he's a teenage boy still. He's not a 34-year-old yet. So then, of course, the woman walks in, which I don't know why. So there's also a fast realization with him. Oh wait, I was looking at the wrong. He has a slower realization than the 66 one. So I'm biased, but I feel like he has the best representation because he looks like a high school boy who's realizing his father is cheating on his mother. Because it kind of goes blank, and then you see like the panic and the disappointment and like what is happening rising in him, because he sits down on his suitcase and he just looks sick. He looks nauseous, but you can't see his whole face, but you can still feel it. I feel like his way of acting kind of helps the audience to empathize with him more, just because he looks like a kid who's struggling rather than some old guy going. I sound ageist, but I'm just saying the other guy doesn't capture the high schoolness. You can see all the thoughts turning in his head, and it's like he sees his world falling apart. He sees his whole view of his father is just crumbling. He came and was like, I believe in this guy to turn my math grade around. He can totally convince the teacher. He can do anything. And then it goes to, wow, my dad is a jerk who literally gave things to another woman that my mother needed. He betrayed my mother. He betrayed his family, you know. How long has he been doing this kind of thing? And then, you know, Willie's like, I was lonely. Rather than screaming, or not screaming, but like yelling like the 66 version did, Biff kind of just like intensely says it quietly, lowly, but there's more physical. Like he shoves his father onto the bed, and I think that communicates more of his anger because he doesn't even have words yet to describe what is happening, how angry he is, how confused he is. And then his anger, like in his yelling scene, I'll play it after this, but it goes quiet and then it goes loud rather than the full volume. It just goes move, and then he yells at the end, and it's very emotional, and he's actually crying and stuff. And he does catch the audience's empathy better than, I would say, the 66 or the college version. Sorry, quick note from the editor. I don't know how to get the video with sound. I tried a screen recording, it doesn't take sound, and I don't want to download like 6 hours of video footage. So I guess when it comes to the yelling and stuff, maybe you can trust my word on it, and I'll put the timestamps. Each one are about 5 to 6 minutes. The college version was in 2013. It is the shortest. This scene is 4 minutes, whereas 1985 is approximately 6 minutes, and then 1966 is 5 minutes. So this is the fastest one, and I feel like, these actors did well, but they weren't professional, you could tell. But they did well. But I feel like the scene was kind of rushed, and it was just kind of, you can't really feel the emotion going up and down like the other ones did. It was more flatline, and Willie's just angry the whole time, and Biff is just kind of straight-faced. But let's get into it. Biff also comes in disappointed with himself. You can see it on his face. This one is a little hard to talk about because they're filming a play, so it's a little bit hard to see Biff's face, and I don't think that was like a cinematic choice. It was just where the camera was when they were performing. So I'm just judging by what I can see. He does have hope, but his face isn't really changing. The more they have fun, the more sad the crash is, which the 1985 version gets better, but I'm gonna stop talking about that. But then the realization when the woman comes in, I feel like his you can't quite see the emotion in his eyes or in his face. It's a quick realization, and he just kind of looks sad, and his face kind of droops. This actor made Biff seem more sweet and innocent because he has just this kind of sweet expression, and I think that's the actor. I don't know. I feel like the other Biffs you can see them going on the direction of their father. Like they could end up like their father if they were going the same route they were, where because they looked up to him so much because they were such buddy pals. But then with this Biff, he doesn't seem like he seems a little too sweet to be Willie's like copy, you know. So I didn't really feel the father-son chemistry in that. I don't know if you can say father-son chemistry. With his imitation of the teacher, it's similar to the 66 version. It's not as funny. I mean, this play isn't meant to be a comedy, so. Sorry about the camera angle change. My computer gave up on filming throughout this thing. I didn't watch the full versions of the other ones. I just, of the 66 and the 2013 version, I just skipped to those parts. So I don't know how they depict Biff in the other scenes, but I do feel like maybe the 66 Biff does a good job of doing the older Biff when he's 34. But all in all, I think 85 has just really, you can connect to that character more with his emotions, and there's like complex emotions. He isn't just showing one emotion, it's multiple, and he's like conflicted inside and everything's falling apart, and you can see that just in the way he acts. So their actors do have a lot of control over how you see Biff, because he could be some just like man who's like, I failed math, and you're like, you look like you should be graduated by university by now. Or it's like you really see the high school spirit, or you see the high school youthful face and they don't have much expression. So I don't mean for it to be too biased, but I think the up and down of the emotion makes the crash even just that much more dramatic. If you can see the ups and downs in this 4 to 6 minute scene, you know. So yeah, thank you for watching.